Alright, hello. Welcome to the first episode of Landon's white shirt and headphone art experience, because all I'll be wearing is white shirts and headphones because it's too hot to be wearing anything else. So for the first episode we'll be doing formal analysis, because mine was already on the first one. So formal analysis, I have to use the steps of art criticism discussed in our first meeting. I have to choose an artwork to analyze, and I chose the piece Data Transformation. It's a piece by Jim Campbell. He's born in America. He's born in Chicago, Illinois, in 1956, but he's based in California. Now, this piece is made out of LED lights, and they light up to give you the illusion that there are people in this picture that are moving. At first glance, I already knew that I was going to like this piece because the movement and I guess it's not really movement, like the artificial movement really captured my eye immediately, because it had to do with electronics, and that really caught my attention right off the bat. In the principles of design, there is not much of a pattern. In a color aspect, there's not much of a pattern, but the way it looks with the LED lights and the dots and the circles, I guess that is a pattern. But other than that, there's not much of a pattern here. It's more making a picture than trying to create a pattern. There is contrast in the picture, because on one side it's in black and white and showing a picture. In the middle, it shows the picture kind of morph into a color-like picture. And on the third last portion of the picture, it's like the colors are like an abyss in the pictures that were previously made by the black and white lights, kind of faded into color and then into nothingness. But it wasn't nothingness. It was just kind of like an abyss of color. So instead of becoming nothing, it became a part of the rest of the picture. It's hard to describe. I have a picture of it up so we can look at it. The emphasis. I guess there isn't one specific part that I want you to focus on, because it's all sort of like it all kind of works together to create the full experience of this piece. And the balance is fairly equal, with the least balanced part definitely being the middle, where it is the least balanced part by having the least space on the picture, but it is, in my opinion, probably the most important, as it can kind of gives you the color, and the picture was made to make your mind fill in the details that weren't there. And in the middle, when it transfers into color, you can tell it's pretty much the exact moment when your mind begins to fill in those details and you start to see the actual picture. The proportion of it is kind of like what I said for the balance, but I guess in the balance, such they're being symmetrical, it is somewhat symmetrical, as in the equal parts of it on the far left side and the far right. But in the proportion or scale, on the far left side of the photo with the lights, it is vastly larger than the middle, but on the far right you have this large portion of the black and white, which is about the same size as all the colors, making them, in my opinion, the most important part of the picture, the smallest. But it's because you really have to focus on that part, which is the reason why I think that it's just like that. There is a sort of rhythm to it, but it's not like music rhythm, that's obvious. There's a sort of rhythm or movement to it, because the lights, they flicker just a little bit and they create the movement that you see, and then that pattern was able to simulate the movement. And on the far right, on the far left, they also move, so it does create a sort of reoccurring pattern in the lights. The interpretation of the work doesn't change too much when I think of my personal experiences, because all I can think of is my personal experience with LED lights. And the only time when I've ever experienced something like that wasn't, I believe, either middle school or high school. I had a friend, and she had the gloves that had the lights on each finger, and then you turn off the lights, and they would do this finger show basically with the lights. I don't know how to fully describe it. I don't even know what it's called, actually. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look it up. she had the gloves, and I believe it is called a LED glove light show. It's just something that's just that simple, and they would have the gloves and they would just do the things with their hands, you know, and such. And I thought that was really interesting because that's basically what she used, but she used it in a completely different way. And this man took these lights that are used for that, but I guess that wasn't the initial use of them. It was more so for lights and such. But taking these things that had one purpose and turned them into art in a way. I thought that was really interesting. Just how do I feel about this piece? Mostly it just interests me. I mean, it didn't like make me happy or make me feel like a specific emotion, but I did very much enjoy seeing this piece and experiencing it. Is this war piece successful? I mean, is it successful? I mean, it successfully interested me. I mean, it interests everyone. That I can't answer, but based on how the work was described in the piece, to the meaning of it, well, not the meaning, but the purpose was to create a picture that the human mind had to put in the details that weren't there. I mean, if that doesn't interest you, I don't know what does. The fact that it was created to make you think without you even knowing it is really impressive. The criteria are you using to make this judgment? I mean, the judgment that it's a successful painting. I mean, it's interesting. It's colorful. I mean, who doesn't like colors? Like, what? I guess the criteria I'm making in this judgment is just, I don't know, it's just my own opinion. It's very difficult to come up with criteria to make it seem like it's like a objectively good piece of art, but I enjoy it. How does bias come into play? Perfect question. I was just talking about that. I mean, if you're into electronics or LEDs or stuff like this where like it's simple yet deep and interesting at the same time, if you're looking for like, I don't know, something more abstract, this is not really what you're looking for. But I guess it's just a bias into what type of art you like to look at, what type of art you like just in general. You may not enjoy this piece, I guess, but I don't understand why you wouldn't. You'd have to at least think it's a little bit cool if you don't think it's interesting. What connections to other fields of study beyond visual art can be made? Now, I could say maybe like electrical engineering, maybe, because of the LEDs and the timing of the lights that have to come on and go off and the color that has to be changed to them to make it seem like the picture is moving. I can clearly see something in the electrical field, definitely, if anything, so that, you know, you can get that nice feel of the colors and the people walking across the screen. Would be really nice. If you didn't have that information, I mean, if you didn't know how to do that, there's no way you could possibly make something that even looked like this, unless you, I can't even imagine, honestly. But thank you for watching. This has been Landon's t-shirt and headphone vlog. Hopefully we have a better name for it.